Okay, welcome to the first webinar in our 2018 Alumni Webinar Series, webinars for and by National American University alumni. We are going to kick off this season with a look at how personal motivation leads to personal success. Our presenter is Sandy Mullins, NAU's Military Site Director at the Noster, Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. Sandy has worked at this site for NAU for over 14 years, developing and managing the College of Military Studies Learning Center, where 95% of the clientele are Air Force members who are working on their Community College of the Air Force Associate's degree. Sandy was active duty in the Air Force for over 21 years, serving as an avionics specialist. She was one of the original ground crew members involved in the research and development phase of the B-2 stealth bomber program and was on the B-2 program for 17 years. Sandy earned 2 master's degrees, including one in human resource management, where she prepared her thesis on the impact of personal motivation and employee success in the workplace, the focus of her presentation today. Sandy, welcome, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, Tammy. I appreciate that. And hello to anybody who's watching the show here. I'm very interested in motivation, and I hope this helps you out. Motivation. You probably hear that a lot. Oops, I'm trying to click and nothing's happening.
Yep.
Oh, there it goes. What is motivation? Everybody thinks they know what motivation is. Let's think about it. Here's a definition. The act or process of giving someone reason for doing something. And there's the word in a definition, the act or process of motivating someone. The condition of being eager to act or work, the condition of being motivated, and my favorite, a force or influence that causes someone to do something. Now see, that was just a regular snail, but he's determined to be faster than the others. He's motivated. It's hard to really study motivation without going back to our old friend Maslow, or Maslow. Either way, there's 2 pronunciations of it. The hierarchy of needs, and this really is a picture of you, because all our lives we're trying to go forward, trying to go on, but you have to start at the bottom, and you look at those things. As I always make the comparison, suppose you were dropped in the middle of the ocean, like a movie I saw a while ago. All of a sudden you find yourself in the ocean. You've got to stay alive. What are you going to do? You need food, water, etc. So you're going to swim to an island. Once you get to the island, you're looking at safety, right? You've got to have that to feel secure within your environment. If that island had tigers on it, you might turn around and start swimming again. So once you are able to support yourself physiologically and that you're safe, you start looking around for other people. Man doesn't like to be alone, men or women. And we're hurting people. We want to find our neighborhood, our friends, somebody to belong with. So this is where you have to get loving and belonging. If you might have seen that movie, you know, a soccer ball can also be somebody to talk to. After you feel that one, you're looking at esteem. Do you feel good about yourself within the group? You know, do you think that you're respected? Do you seek to help and lead the others? You can see all the categories in that. It's just inner stuff now. You know, what makes you feel good in relation to the group? Now, the top one, self-actualization. The way I look at it is that you are happy. You are totally without any other needs, because it's almost a spiritual level. Morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, accepting of facts. Now, you may get to that sometimes, but our life is a never-ending struggle from the bottom physiologically. Maybe, you know, you've had a financial hit. Maybe your house is on fire, God forbid. But understand, you're going up and down this all the time. What motivates you? What are your goals? You stop and think about that seriously? What's your goals? Where do you hope to go? What do you value? That usually is pretty tied to goals. They should be. You value your home life? I know I do. How about recognition? Being acknowledged at work or within your community for doing a good job. That could be motivation. Well, I have young people in, when I ask them what their career plan is, they tell me they want to be rich. Some of them. And I'm like, well, we need to back up a little bit and see how you're going to get there. After wealth, how about health? There used to be a commercial, if you have your health, you have everything. Well, perhaps you're motivated by your health and you do a lot of working out and exercising. That's awesome. What we're looking at is what makes you tick. And this could be time for really asking yourself. You may not know right now or, want to chew it, but it really helps in your personal growth to understand yourself as much as you can. Do you have a plan? Oh, you plan to go to Walmart after work, right? No. Well, a lot of us might have to, but how about that last slide, the goals? Because there's dreams, but unless you have a plan, you don't have a goal. I used to have this on a bumper sticker that I put on my locker, because if I fail to plan, I plan to fail. Do you ever have this problem rolling out of bed in the morning and all of a sudden you trip over something and you look down and it's a big old pile of money? Has this ever happened to you? No, it's not happened to you, and it hasn't happened to me either. If you want to get to that, you've got to have a plan. The will to succeed is important, but what's more important is the will to prepare. Yeah, it's like the pregame show. You got to get ready for getting to that goal. To get yourself going forward is a conscious effort. You don't drift to success. I see this a lot, the some days and, when such and such happens and, the kids get out of school, or when I win the lottery. There's a great one, right? Well, I think those are all lovely. However, you don't drift to your success. You got to make a map. And you make a map by starting at point A, you. And you figure out what you really want to attain. Point B, the goal. Then you make yourself a map. And I love the idea of a map because it works. You don't drift to success. You follow a map to it. So now you have a road to success. What are the potential roadblocks? And how do you prepare for these potential diversions? You think about that. You can make all this great road. It's your plan. But you have a big chance of success if you do look for the roadblocks. Just like you were going to another city, is this road under repair or is this one flooded over? You got to look at your plan and make sure you've got a doable route to your goal. I love this one. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Surely you've been around people that might know that you have a plan or you have an intention and then they block it for whatever reason. You have to have people that are on your side, have your back, a wingman, people that are on your team. That just gives like gas to the engine for you to get down the road. Clear the road. Who has blocked you in the past? What's going to be different this time? And again, if anybody has any questions or comments along the way, be sure and jump in. So like all of us, you probably tried to go down this road before, but you really didn't do your homework and your legwork getting that road cleared out. So how are you going to make it different this time? Do you have a support network in place? And I just touched on that. Are family and friends aware of the trip you're about to take? There's something about telling another person about your goal is that it makes it so real, because now actually one other person can be aware of it and maybe ask you how your progress is. When you keep those things secret and you blow it, which I do, we all do at times, there's nobody to tell me that, why'd you do that? They probably thought it anyway, but you know what I mean? It just reinforces you're making that commitment to work towards a goal. Change. Oh, people are afraid of change or love change, but I do love the saying, the only thing that likes change is a wet baby. But you're going to change. If you're initiating a change and pursuing your goal, the change not only affects you, but those that are around you, your friends, family, and coworkers. Think of that old throwing a rock in a pond and getting a ripple effect. You'd be surprised how many times when you make a positive change, others are kind of looking at you and thinking, and it makes them change for the better too. So think about how many people are going to be affected by your change. Like if you choose to pursue school, as you go on and take a class or go on in school, if you have children or younger brothers and sisters, you're setting such a good example for them. That change in you is affecting their future. So be prepared for their reaction. And my favorite, how do you eat an elephant? Even vegetarians could think about this one. One bite at a time. When I've taken classes in the past, I always have a problem walking in the classroom and assuming I'm the dumbest person in the class. I don't know why. Probably because I was called stupid when I was a kid. But I'm not. I figured out all I have to do is the lesson right in front of me, the assignment of the day. All I have to do is open the book. You got to do it one bite at a time. And before you know it, you've finished the whole elephant. He doesn't look happy about it, but how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't make your road and your goal seem so huge that a lot of people just throw in the towel at the beginning of it. Just look at the little bite. One bite at a time. And say, I'm going to lose 40 pounds. Why not say, I'm going to lose 2 pounds by February 7th or whatever the date. And when you get there, do it again. The missing word in all this, I haven't said it, but now I will. Willpower. As I studied for this presentation, I was quite amazed to see that the word willpower is really being played down anymore. There's too much stuck to it, and you know what I mean. If you don't do something right or you don't succeed in something, somebody might say, well, you lacked willpower. And that is so negative. Willpower is a loaded concept. Lacking willpower is perceived to mean failure. And there's so many dynamics in play with the word willpower. And if you don't have it, bad. If you do have it, awesome. Come on, we're all people. So watch the word willpower. Don't set yourself up for failure. Look at your roadmap. Are your actions keeping you on the road? If I want to lose 10 pounds and all of a sudden I find myself in Baskin-Robbins, I'm off my roadmap, aren't I? I can turn around and go right back out and maybe save it down the road. But before getting on the road, plan your milestones. You can pull over when you're on your road trip and have a celebration for how far you've come. Look forward to the next milestone. And again, the milestones, I think of like the bites. You know, I only have to get this far or do this much and succeed. Yay. Take a break. Don't reward yourself with whatever you're trying to overcome. Open the book again. Let's see what's on the second page. Keep looking forward to the next milestone. One bite at a time. That little idea has saved me so many times. And look, there's an elephant going down the road. He's happy because the man hasn't bitten him yet. Step by step, and a thing is done. There you go. I always say that to myself when I'm procrastinating and I'm looking at something I need to do, and I'm like, just do the first thing. Just put the paper in front of you. Just sit at the computer. Just pull the lawnmower out. Whatever you need, just do the one thing, because that's the hardest part. Students sign up for classes. I tell them they walk through the front door. That was the hardest part. You have to do it. Here's something that helps me out. Visualization. Imagine what it will be like when you attain your goal. Can you see it? Visualize it. It's going to be good. Can you picture it? Write down, and this helps. It's amazing how much seeing your own handwriting, writing an idea really enforces it to you. Write down all the benefits that come with attaining your goal. In your mind, make a picture of success. Whenever you're tempted to deviate from your destination, which is success, imagine painting a big red slash through that picture. You're not getting to success when you deviate from the road. After that, divert your mind to something else. Go outside for a walk or read a newspaper, something. Get off that train track that's going to take you off the road. If you see a picture in a magazine or a newspaper or wherever, maybe online, keep that. And it looks like your success, what you're running for, what you're going towards. It's good to have a visual reminder to keep you focused on your goal, because a dream plus a plan equal your goal. I always like that too. There's a lot of dreaming going on, but turn that into a goal. Protect your picture, your success. You will never win if you never begin. You can do it. You will stay on the road. Does anybody have any questions?
No, Sandy, I love your road trip analogy or your map analogy. In the spirit of visualization, it's such a clear, I mean, you can just visualize yourself working your way down the road. And every road might have a detour, but you always get back on the road even with detours. So it's a really very helpful, tangible way to think about how to get from point A to point B.
You're 100% right, Tammy. I appreciate you bringing that up because, yeah, too many people, they took a detour, oh, give up, I'll never make it. No, turn around, get back on the main drag there. You'll be fine. You're human. It happens to all of us. What makes you the winner is you turn around and go back to the road. Right.
I read in the spirit of being successful and achieving your goals, I read a really great story about if you think of your goals in the same way that you every day go from work to home or from home to work, if you started home for work, started for home one night after work and you hit a detour that you didn't know was there, road construction happened during the day, you don't just sit there and not get home, you figure it out. You go a different way, you take a different road, but you still get home. So if you think of achieving your goals in the same way, it may not be exactly how you pictured it, but if you stay true to your goal, you'll find the route to it.
There you go. I have a sign up in my office here. It says, if it's important to you, you will find a way. If it's not, you will find an excuse.
Right. Yeah, that's excellent.
Yep. I like that. And I ask myself that question. Okay. Is it important or are you just looking for an excuse?
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what willpower is too. It's a built-in excuse. So I like that you sort of discounted that as a something to lean on or work against you, because it really is a built-in excuse for any perceived failure. I found that point very surprising, but right on.
Yeah. Nobody likes to hear you lack willpower.
Right.
Or you might look at somebody else and think, wow, they really lack willpower. And you really don't know the full story behind them physically and their background and things like that.
Right.
So, yeah, watch willpower.
Right. We do have a couple of participants on the phone. So before we conclude the webinar, are there any questions from those of you listening? You can either unmute yourself and say hello or type any questions in the chat. Okay, no, Natalia says thanks for the she said great presentation. She doesn't have any questions. Thank you, Natalia.
Oh, thank you for joining the fun.
It was very interesting. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for attending. I hope you all have a good day and you stay on the road.
Thank you, Sandy. I really appreciate your time today. It was a great presentation and one that was packed with a lot of great advice that we can put into place today. So thank you very much.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
Sure. Goodbye, everyone.